5. Disrupting the Peach Festival, the great sage steals elixir. With revolt in heaven, many gods would seize the fiend. Now we must tell you that the great sage, after all, was a monkey monster. In truth, he had no knowledge of his title or rank, nor did he care for the size of his salary. He did nothing but place his name on the register. At his official residence he was cared for night and day by the attending officials of the 2 departments. His sole concern was to eat 3 meals a day and to sleep soundly at night. Having neither duties nor worries, he was free and content to tour the mansions and meet friends, to make new acquaintances and form new alliances at his leisure. When he met the 3 pure ones, he addressed them as "Your Reverence." And when he ran into the 4 thirsts, he would say, "Your Majesty." As for the 9 luminaries, the generals of the 5 quarters, the 28 constellations, the 4 Devarajas, the 12 horary branches, the 5 elders of the 5 regions, the star spirits of the entire heaven, and the numerous gods of the Milky Way, he called them all brother and treated them in a fraternal manner. Today he toured the east, and tomorrow he wandered west. Going and coming on the clouds, he had no specific itinerary. Early one morning, when the Jade Emperor was holding court, the Taoist immortal, Xu Jingyang, stepped from the ranks and went forward to memorialize kowtowing. The great sage, equal to heaven, has no duties at present and merely dawdles away his time. He has become quite chummy with the various stars and constellations of heaven, calling them his friends regardless of whether they are his superiors or subordinates, and I fear that his idleness may lead to roguery. It would be better to give him some assignment so that he will not grow mischievous. When the Jade Emperor heard these words, he sent for the Monkey King at once, who came amiably. "Your Majesty," he said, "what promotion or reward did you have in mind for Old Monkey when you called him?" "We perceive," said the Jade Emperor, "that your life is quite indolent, since you have nothing to do, and we have decided therefore to give you an assignment. You will temporarily take care of the Garden of Immortal Peaches. Be careful and diligent morning and evening." Delighted, the great sage bowed deeply and grunted his gratitude as he withdrew. He could not restrain himself from rushing immediately into the Garden of Immortal Peaches to inspect the place. A local spirit from the garden stopped him and asked, "Where is the great sage going?" "I have been authorized by the Jade Emperor," said the great sage, "to look after the Garden of Immortal Peaches. I have come to conduct an inspection." The local spirit hurriedly saluted him and then called together all the stewards in charge of hoeing, watering, tending peaches, and cleaning and sweeping. They all came to kowtow to the great sage and led him inside. There he saw, radiantly young and lovely, on every trunk and limb, radiantly young and lovely blossoms filling the trees, and fruits on every trunk and limb weighing down the stems. The fruits, weighing down the stems, hang like balls of gilt. The blossoms, filling the trees, form tufts of rouge. Ever they bloom, and ever fruit-bearing, they ripen in 1,000 years. Not knowing winter or summer, they lengthen out to 10,000 years. Those that first ripen glow like faces reddened with wine, while those half-grown ones are stalk-held and green-skinned. Encased in smoke, their flesh retains their green, but sunlight reveals their cinnabar grace. Beneath the trees are rare flowers and exotic grass, which colors, unfading and 4 seasons, remain the same. The towers, the terraces, and the studios left and right rise so high into the air that often cloud covers are seen, not planted by the vulgar or the worldly of the dark city. They are grown and tended by the Queen Mother of the Jade Pool. The great sage enjoyed this sight for a long time and then asked the local spirit, "How many trees are there?" "There are 3,600, said the local spirit. "In the front are 1,200 trees with little flowers and small fruits. These ripen once every 3,000 years, and after one taste of them a man will become an immortal enlightened in the way, with healthy limbs and a lightweight body. In the middle are 1,200 trees of layered flowers and sweet fruits. They ripen once every 6,000 years. If a man eats them, he will ascend to heaven with the mist and never grow old. At the back are 1,200 trees with fruits of purple veins and pale yellow pits. These ripen once every 9,000 years and, if eaten, will make a man's age equal to that of heaven and earth, the sun and the moon. Highly pleased by these words, the great sage that very day made thorough inspection of the trees and a listing of the arbors and pavilions before returning to his residence. From then on, he would go there to enjoy the scenery once every 3 or 4 days. He no longer consorted with his friends, nor did he take any more trips. One day he saw that more than half of the peaches on the branches of the older trees had ripened, and he wanted very much to eat one and sample its novel taste. Closely followed, however, by the local spirit of the garden, the stewards, and the divine attendants of the equal to heaven residents, he found it inconvenient to do so. He therefore devised a plan on the spur of the moment and said to them, "Why don't you all wait for me outside and let me rest a while in this arbor?" The various immortals withdrew accordingly. That Monkey King then took off his cap and robe and climbed up onto a big tree. He selected the large peaches that were thoroughly ripened and, plucking many of them, ate to his heart's content right on the branches. Only after he had his fill did he jump down from the tree. Pinning back his cap and donning his robe, he called for his train of followers to return to the residence. After 2 or 3 days, he used the same device to steal peaches to gratify himself once again. One day the Lady Queen Mother decided to open wide her treasure chamber and to give a banquet for the grand festival of immortal peaches, which was to be held in the palace of the Jasper Pool. She ordered the various immortal maidens red gown, blue gown, white gown, black gown, purple gown, yellow gown, and green gown to go with their flower baskets to the garden of immortal peaches and pick the fruits for the festival. The 7 maidens went to the gate of the garden and found it guarded by the local spirit, the stewards, and the ministers from the 2 departments of the equal to heaven residence. The girls approached them, saying, "We have been ordered by the Queen Mother to pick some peaches for our banquet." "Divine maidens," said the local spirit, "please wait a moment. This year is not quite the same as last year. The Jade Emperor has put in charge here the great sage, equal to heaven, and we must report to him before we are allowed to open the gate." "Where is the great sage?" asked the maidens. "He is in the garden," said the local spirit. "Because he is tired, he is sleeping alone in the arbor." "If that's the case," said the maidens, "let us go and find him, for we cannot be late." The local spirit went into the garden with them. They found their way to the arbor, but saw no one. Only the cap and the robe were left in the arbor, but there was no person to be seen. The great sage, you see, had played for a while and eaten a number of peaches. He had then changed himself into a figure only 2 inches high and, perching on the branch of a large tree, had fallen asleep under the cover of thick leaves. "Since we came by imperial decree," said the 7 gown immortal maidens, "how can we return empty-handed, even though we cannot locate the great sage?" One of the divine officials said from the side, "Since the divine maidens have come by decree, they should wait no longer. Our great sage has a habit of wandering off somewhere, and he must have left the garden to meet his friends. Go and pick your peaches now, and we shall report the matter for you." The immortal maidens followed his suggestion and went into the grove to pick their peaches. They gathered 2 basketfuls from the trees in front and filled 3 more baskets from the trees in the middle. When they went to the trees at the back of the grove, they found that the flowers were sparse and the fruits scanty. Only a few peaches with hairy stems and green skins were left, for the fact is that the Monkey King had eaten all the ripe ones. Looking this way and that, the 7 immortal maidens found on a branch pointing southward one single peach that was half white and half red. The blue gown maiden pulled the branch down with her hand, and the red gown maiden, after plucking the fruit, let the branch snap back up into its position. This was the very branch on which the transformed great sage was sleeping. Startled by her, the great sage revealed his true form and whipped out from his ear the golden hooped rod. One wave, and it had the thickness of a rice bowl. "From what region have you come, monsters?" he cried. "That you have the gall to steal my peaches." Terrified, the 7 immortal maidens knelt down together and pleaded, "Let the great sage calm himself. We are not monsters, but the 7-gown immortal maidens sent by the Lady Queen Mother to pluck the fruits needed for the grand festival of immortal peaches when the treasure chamber is opened wide. We just came here and first saw the local spirit of the garden, who could not find the great sage. Fearing that we might be delayed in fulfilling the command of the Queen Mother, we did not wait for the great sage, but proceeded to pluck the peaches. We beg you to forgive us." When the great sage heard these words, his anger changed to delight. "Please arise, divine maidens," he said. "Who is invited to the banquet when the Queen Mother opens wide her treasure chamber?"